As we think about this Advent season in the run-up to Christmas, we're considering what it means that God sent his Son, that God came in Jesus, that he was incarnate, that he revealed himself as a human being. And in John's Gospel, chapter 3 and verse 16, Jesus speaks about his own coming as himself being given. Now, we often think about Christmas as a time of giving and receiving gifts, but in this way of looking at it, Jesus presents himself as the ultimate gift as well as God being the giver. So he says, God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish, but have eternal life. God gave his only Son. That means that God gave himself. This is the great self-giving love of the Trinitarian God. Advent shows the ultimate giving, the giving of himself. And Jesus uses this interesting word, the begotten Son. That means that Jesus isn't created. He doesn't begin to exist when he's conceived in Mary. That isn't the beginning of his origin or his existence. He's part of the eternal God, part of the Trinity, always eternally existing in this self-giving, loving communion from all eternity and for all eternity. So Jesus is begotten and not created. And that's not a contradiction. Sometimes people feel maybe that's just too hard to understand, but think about it in these terms. If human beings are made in the image of God, God coming in his own image isn't a contradiction. If you were to view an image in 2 dimensions of a cube that existed in 3 dimensions, you would view it in 2 dimensions, so a cube would look like a square. So it's not a contradiction that God could come as a person, that the begotten one, Jesus, isn't created as he comes as a human being. He's always existed, but his incarnation means that he chooses to take on human flesh. And why? Why does he do all of this? Well, it's all because of love. God so loved that he gave. Now, we all know that to some extent. When we love, we just long to give. We want to give to the people that we love. But God is the ultimate lover and the ultimate giver. God so loved the world that he gave his Son, Jesus, so that all who believe in him might not perish but have eternal life. I wonder what that means to you this Christmas. I wonder if you sense what it means to be perishing now, to be dying on the inside, as well as beyond kind of physical death. Well, the promise of Jesus is that if you come to know him, the beloved Son, you don't need to perish, you can have eternal life.